A burst few hours ago as protesters marched towards Aso Villa in Abuja following the predicted End Bad Government Process version 2, which started on the 1st of August and still going on today, 3rd of August. Everyone was in shock to see the massive turnout of the protesters. Even the police forces were terrified. My people, in this video, you won't believe what I'm about to show you because it's massive and you won't want to miss any part of it. Just stay connected and watch it. If you're watching us for the very first time, kindly like, comment and share this video across all social media platforms, and don't forget to click on the notification icon so that YouTube can recommend it for us. So like it, give it a thumb up, leave a comment in the comment section and share this video. Stay connected. We'll be back shortly.
The whole of crime scene
is happening in the street again.
The center of political news, celebrity gossip, religious gossip, and happiness in the society.
Join us, the voice of Africa.
It has happened again, my people. Everywhere is scattered. The street is in smoke. Chaos has risen. Houses are receiving loud vibrations from the voices of the protesters. The forces were stepping back. The crowd is heavy, and the pregnant anger of the Nigerian youth that was in labor has given birth. This time around, it seemed as if the atmosphere for the October End Bad Government Protest version 2 was not going to commence, but the case took a turn. Suddenly, the cities of Abuja were flooded immediately after President Tinubu's speeches was given. A lot of people have been giving comments, groaning in anger and lamenting bitterly as the latest speech given by President lacks the quality of what they want to address. The case even went overboard as the protesters moved toward Aso Rock a few hours ago, demanding that Tinubu resign, stating that he has failed as the president. Not only that, every social media platform has been buzzing with different comments from across the country, saying that Tinubu seems to have rephrased the script he read to them during the last protest, that he has finally crowned his pride by formatting and editing the script like an undergraduate project, and funny enough, he has the confidence to read it like an undergraduate defending a project. My people, let's watch some comments before I show you the nitty-gritty details of the video where protesters were shouting and raging in fury that Tinubu needs to resign. Stay tuned, we will be back shortly.
And they spent $45 million to quell the protest of August 1st. Only God knows how many $1 million they spend this time around. They will not go and fight bandits. They will not go and fight headsmen that are killing people. But they always have to show force on protesters. Nigerians, if you don't wise up, time will pass.
Dear God, it's still early. It's still as early as we just came out here. But it's unfortunate that a nation that is 64 years of independence today is experiencing this level of lawlessness by the law enforcement agents.
My people, as you can see in that video, that the Nigerian people are aggrieved, they are in pain, and they cannot condone it anymore. The rascality and shenanigans that the Nigerian government has been giving out to the Nigerian citizens can no longer be bare. But as time goes on, people keep flooding the city. In fact, presently in Abuja, everywhere is scattered. It is no longer funny. Not long after the citizens came out in masses to express their grievances, Tinubu still had the audacity to announce a 2-week leave to a foreign country. This is what got Nigerians angry and made them storm Aso Rock yesterday, demanding his resignation. Even Rufai Osheni could not condone the level of insolence, to the point that he called Tinubu a failure. He lambasted him for not recognizing the necessary step to take in this critical economic situation. Your country is undergoing a war-like protest, but you've shown no concern. Instead, you treat yourself to a trip, leaving all the citizens to wander like a lost sheep. That's impeccable and unacceptable. My people, let's watch Rufai lambast Tinubu for his poor decision-making skills before I show you another clip of the protesters marching to Aso Rock. So stay connected, and I will be back shortly.
At first, congratulations to the hard-suffering Nigerians. Congratulations, because for you to survive in the Nigeria of today, you are the true heroes. So I doff my heart for you. All Nigerians out there, my round of applause for you this morning. Coming to the speech, below par, I will give it. If I'm to score it, I will score it very bad. What did I expect? I expect a lot more. I expect more measures to cushion the effects. A lot of the things that were said are things that when we look at them, you say you have done them, but we have not seen the effect of the economy. So there's a misalignment between what is said and what we see. For instance, he talked about securitization of ways and means. He used the term clearing. He used the term the 7 billion encumbrances cleared. But we all remember that the CBN had to set up some auditors to verify the ones that they were going to clear. And some people said they didn't get theirs as regards those forex encumbrances. Till today, we've not sorted out the forex problem. The talk then was, if we clear the encumbrances, the naira will come down. Today, it's still pegged about 1.6. After using the Dutch auction system, that didn't avail much, the CBN has now gone to paying BDCs, selling to BDCs at 1,590 to be able to cushion the effect of the dollar. So, he was saying, yeah, we are meeting our obligation. I think there was a story around, but maybe it's been disputed, that we couldn't pay some of our bond obligations, or there was a delay in the payment of some of our bond obligations. One of the foreign media agencies ran that story, but I think the DMO disputed that it was just probably a system glitch. He went further to say we are doing a lot about security. No. There's still a big lacuna as regards security in the system. We are still having this hydra-headed monster, these bandits, that we've not been able to tackle. Some gains have been made. I'm not going to dispute that. He talked about agriculture. Yes, it's harvest season, so we are having a reduction in food price. We're having a reduction in inflation in the 2 quarters. But guess what? Core inflation is still on the increase. Okay, today we will know what Dangote has finally resolved with the NNPC. Okay, maybe they're going to start selling to them in the dollar, so we can know the exact price. Then the one that take me back a little bit. You want to set up a national confab for 30 days. What for? It's not just going to be a waste of our resource we don't have. You are hearing the youth speak every day in protest. I'm not going to blame your government for it, but the largest confab of youth in recent time in Nigeria, which was EndSARS protest, guess what happened? You people shut them down. It's not your government. I'm going to blame your government for that. That's Buhari's government. The youth protested the other time. You people charge them for treason. That's the largest confab of youth speaking. You don't need a confab and put them under air condition. We start to hear that they shared money here and there and all of that. And to top it up, like it's not enough, you now decided to use this ceremony to give your friends awards, national honors. I think we need to rejig our national honor system in this country. You are giving the Senate president what have they prevailed over? You are giving other what have they prevailed over? So there's just so much we desire. We love this country, that's why we talk. But President Tinubu, we need to do more. Meet us halfway. Like Onipeko Breastfeed said today, remove the chokehold on the neck of Nigerians.
All right.
Okay, I listened to President Tinubu this morning, and Arise News provided us with some of the excerpts. Now, what are the things that stand out for me in that speech? They are as follows. One, the president acknowledged the fact that Nigeria is still a work in progress, that we have not yet fulfilled the dreams of the founding fathers of Nigeria, but that we should not relent in working towards that future. In other words, we all have a collective responsibility to get that lofty destination to achieve the potentials of our country. And it was in that regard that he referred to the can-do spirit. That's the phrase in that speech. The can-do spirit of the average Nigerian. Yesterday, I was quoting Senator Godswill Akpabio when he said, look, Nigerians are very resilient people. And this is the same point echoed in the president's Independence Day speech, that Nigerians are very resilient people. And he asks us to be more patient, that we will get to the promised land. Again, the president is saying, look, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The last time I heard that, it was Kestama speaking at the Labour Conference in Liverpool, the United Kingdom. So, essentially, he presented that speech as a message of hope that Nigeria should not descend into despondency. Then in the second part of the speech, he started talking about what his administration has achieved. Well, what has his administration achieved? He said he met ways and means deficit of about 30 trillion, and that they've been able to clear all the backlog. He met within the system issues with foreign exchange stability. He says his administration has been able to stabilize the foreign exchange regime in Nigeria. Now, there are persons who may argue with that. He said he met a foreign reserve of 30 billion. that under his watch, the government has been able to increase it to $37 billion. And he says, we will continue to meet our obligations and pay our bills. Now, you could see the finance people coming from that angle, the monetary policy people making their own input into the speech. The experts will tell us whether this is actually true or not. On the fiscal policy side, he said his administration is committed and has done a lot, to provide an enabling environment for free enterprise, free exit, free entry. And he cited the example, if I recall him clearly, what the government is doing in the oil and gas industry. ExxonMobil, Seplat, which he says is due to get ministerial approval, and how in that particular sector that the government is committed. On agriculture, he talked about collaboration with states like Niger, Jigawa, and a number of other states, and said that the administration is committed to working with these states. On security, he says they've been able to eliminate 300 Boko Haram leaders and bandits, and that they intend to do more so that farmers can return to the farms. Well, can the farmers return to the farms? Is there security, particularly in the Northwest and the Northeast? He talked about the National Relief Fund, about flooding, and how they are going to fix dams in the country. Well, we hope that after that speech today by President Tinubu, we will not come here next year and they will still say Lagdo Dam. They will still say one dam in one river in Borno State has again been over flooded. So on the other fronts, he talked about also national honors. I thought that was an irrelevant part of that speech. Whoever wrote that speech should not have included that part. Other than mentioning, we will do national honors, please. At the time when Nigerians are very angry, you are telling them you will give some people national honors. You will, of course, we know, but why announce it on October 1? Then, of course, policy as the next stage in that speech. In terms of policy, he talked about the plan to have economic stabilization bills sent to the National Assembly. He talked about National Youth Confab for 30 days, where we are hoping that National Youth Confab is not just an opportunity to talk. Because what is the effect? What will be the outcome? Are the national youths, are they going to make proposals for constitutional amendment? It's on the surface of it an opportunity to just make, people, create a talk shop. The next thing, of course, is that we do not expect that this national confab will be a confab of APC youths. And an attempt to put money in APC youth's pocket for the next election. However, the only positive side of that is that today, Nigerian youths are saying they are going to go out in protest. Fearless in October, they call it. And so the president, very early in the morning, has said, look, we are ready to talk to you. We are ready to engage you, as if our president is imitating President William Ruto of Kenya. Finally, presidential speeches on an occasion like this should be devoted more to lofty ideas. I think in terms of rating, what are the big policy issues coming out of this speech? Where are the quotable quotes? I read that speech, the reading was a bit flat. Okay? So for future purposes, those who write the president's speeches, they should look for something that people can hang on as concrete items. In terms of that content, in terms of that policy orientation, I think this just looks like another routine speech on Independence Day.
In all fairness to Lagos, I think Lagos has learned a lot since the EndSARS debacle. So things are done a lot better. The last protest showed it. We saw synergy to a large extent. Even when they had the scattered Jews, they were able to communicate with each other effectively. Although we still had some skirmishes back and forth where the protester says, okay, the police were against it. We still had some cases where some protesters were beaten, by all of these bad boys in society. But largely,
and in some instances, they were there, they were watching.
And they were watching. So we still have those cases, but largely, we have seen a better working relationship. So he said they've been there till 3 o'clock. I think what we should even ask is it only under Ikeja, under bridge, if converged? Because
is another place.
I think probably there might be other convergence points across Lagos. I know the Ojota Park is another convergence point, you know, and there are a couple of other places they converge. So what has been the security put in place to be able to ameliorate that? But most importantly, I think the conversation also that we'll have loved to have with them is the demands. Because you see, if a purpose of something is not known, abuse becomes inevitable. How many people of those protestants really are acquainted with those demands? So how can we ensure those demands? And let's probably talk about the fact that government is saying they want to talk to the young people now. Are they ready to speak?
Yes.
Welcome back, people. As you can see, that this country is in a mess, big time mess. How can the Nigerian government be manipulative, so deceptive, so corrupt? The price of fuel in Nigeria now has hit over 1,300 naira per litre in many locations, a dramatic increase that has left citizens reeling in shock. This outrageous spike has added fuel to already burning anger across the country. It's not just about the fuel, it's everything tied to it. Transportation costs are out of control, food prices have doubled, and people are finding it possible to make ends meet. And at the same point, this is the time that Tinubu seems or deemed fit to say that he's going to have a 2 weeks leave in another foreign country. Imagine, after the first round of protest, where the people demanded better government and relief, instead of a response, we get a price hike. Now, how do you justify paying over 1,300 naira for fuel when people can barely feed their families due to the escalating cost of essential commodities? The government, despite all the warnings and protests, has turned a deaf ear to the struggles of the common Nigeria in many states today. In fact, presently today, 3rd October, you will notice, in fact, if you have been online, there has been an ongoing protest, and still President Tinubu is still comfortably stating and being a mandating government, a dictative government in a corrupt system and a corrupt bonding full of Kafka syndrome and brown envelope, still stating that he is traveling for 2 weeks in another man's country. Why can't you stay in your country to enjoy your weeks while you focus on the protests going on? People are not just complaining anymore, they are storming the street. They've had enough. With fuel prices, this high life has become unbearable. What does Tinubu do? He packed his bag for a 2-week foreign trip, abandoning the very people he was elected to serve. My people, this is the height of negligence and arrogance. You see, this isn't just about the protest anymore. This is about survival. So if this economic situation persists, where we will be in a few months? Nigerians are tired, they are frustrated, and they are demanding accountability. And make no mistake, this moment will not end until the government stop ignoring the voices of its people. Stay tuned as we bring more updates, and remember to stay connected. So if you're watching with us for the very first time, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video across all social media platforms. And also don't forget to click on the notification icon so YouTube can recommend it for us.